Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to share how I cracked on-campus internship at Citibank and what was the hiring process as well. So Citibank visited our campus in September 24 and they were hiring for the role of summer intern and also offering performance-based pre-placement offer as well. So it visited in September 24 and it has basically two stages. First was online assessment and second was interview. And interview had three rounds. Means basically three rounds for rest of the people. I had just two rounds because I was selected in the second round itself. So let's deep dive into everything that happened. Now talking about online assessment, during our time it was on 25th of September and there were around 4 to 5 sections in online assessment. What did it involve? The first section involved two DSA questions. And the difficulty of those DSA questions was around easy to medium, I would say. Right? They were not too difficult, but the person who knows basics properly can actually solve those questions. And what were the topics that were focused in this DSA round? So they were mostly linear data structures like arrays, linked list, hash maps, and everything. And apart from that, we had a lot of different sections like Node.js and React.js section as well. Like they were complete apart from DSA section, rest of the sections were totally MCQ based. But the difficulty was medium to hard in terms of React.js and Node.js. But DBMS section, it completely focused upon the basics of the particular person. Similar was the case with the OOPS section. Like if you would consider DSA, OOPS, DBMS, these sections, the DSA questions that you had to code were completely focused on fundamentals as well as the MCQs. Like rest of the things were completely MCQs. They were focused upon the basics as well. So the thing is, if you have clear basics, you can actually clear online assessment easily. Then comes the next thing. We had the announcement of the online assessment result on 30th September and our interview was scheduled on 1st of October. Now, what I did is I called my seniors. Like there were two specific seniors whom I called. Like one was Prathamesh Thakre and second was Som Dikshit. Like they told me what to do in interview and what not to do because they had offers, they had cracked good companies, so they helped me. Now comes the first round. Now in round one, I had expectations that okay, whatever they would ask, I would have answers for them, and it was like that only. But my expectations were not fulfilled. Like I had very high expectations with myself. Like my first round went like they directly asked me, "So are you comfortable with DSA?" I was like, "Yeah, no issues." So they asked me questions specific to arrays and linked list. Like I would like to tell you that my first round was completely focused on only two data structures. One was array and second was linked list. And linked list very specifically. Like there were questions which were lead code medium and even lead code hard, which were specifically asked to me regarding linked list. And if even if I did answer those questions, I was asked about the mathematical derivation involved in those questions. Like right. So these were the things that you have to consider. Like first round totally focused upon the basic data structures and then came the next thing in that first round itself. It was testing my fundamentals regarding the programming language. Like it involved the questions related to Java, questions related to C, C++, object oriented fundamentals, everything. Like they used to give me the code snippet and they were expecting me to answer what would be the output. The next thing that they focused upon is concepts. In OOPS, they were very clear that they just want to know if I can implement the things that actually involves object-oriented programming. Like they expected me to write a particular class, their data member functions, and every OOPS concept that can be suitable for this particular class. So it did require a brainstorming, but a clear set of fundamental knowledge as well with the coding knowledge because I had to code them up. on paper, but I had to code them. Then they did not ask me anything about DBMS in that particular round, but they did focus on development as well. But I would say that 90% of my interview went upon DSA and programming fundamentals, then 5% oops, and then rest of the things. After my first round, I was satisfied that okay, it was good, but I could have done better. And there was gap of around 2 hours between my first and second round. Like my first round and everyone's first round was for 1 hour. Like duration for that first round was 1 hour. But when my name came for second round, I was like, okay, now I have to just be myself and express myself in the way I do generally. So it can actually help. And that did the miracle for me because second round just lasted for 20-25 minutes. That's it. And it went better than my expectations. Like even better than what I expected in my first round. How? So let's see. So I entered the room and they asked me to introduce myself. And I had a very clear, specific strategy in terms of introducing myself. Like, I just prepared a monologue of 1 minute. It goes like, Good morning, ma'am. My name is Yash Mahajan. I am third year computer engineering student at Vishwakarma Institute of Technology. I have 99.7 CGPA, that is rank 1 in entire college right now. I have 96.4% in my 10th, that is rank 1 in my entire school. At 94.13% in my diploma, that is rank 1 in my class. Apart from this, I have won around 6 hackathons, one of them being a solo participant, and I have keen interest in Java in terms of DSA, and my go-to language for development is Python. Apart from that, I have recently cracked an internship called Mudita Internship, which pays me 50,000 rupees annually till I complete my engineering. And apart from that, I'm a good coder, I'm a great developer, but most importantly, I'm a team player who can lead a team whenever it is required, but can provide a stability by being hidden in the back. That's it about me. Like, I'm just telling you this because this was the way I introduced myself, where I emphasize that I have performed wherever it was required and I have done everything which an academic student should do. Like, I focused upon it. Then the thing started. Like, they were impressed with my introduction as well as resume. They started with the DSA questions. They only asked me, How much would you rate yourself? I told 4 in terms of DSA. They asked me, Why don't you rate yourself 5? I was like, because there are a lot of people who are just specific to DSA and I cannot even think of competing with them. So there's no point rating myself 5. But yeah, in terms of everything, be it development, DSA, academics, sports, everything, I would rate myself higher. So okay, they were satisfied with that as well. Then started DSA. And the best thing that happened in that round is literally each and every question that was asked in that specific round, I knew everything. Every question was solved by me before that was asked to me in that interview. And that actually showed me that the prep is really, really important. Like the questions were related to stacks, arrays, linked list, strings. Difficulty was easy to medium only in this round. But fortunately, I did solve each and every question that was asked to me. And I applied a very clear strategy that if my interviewer is going to ask me a particular question, I'm going to take pause of 2 seconds and then I'm going to say, sure. Like if the question is asked to me, I would listen to her keenly, then I would just say, sure. And then I would write something. And within that time only, I would be cross questioning her regarding the question. And that actually create a difference as well. Like there were questions which everyone could solve in terms of DSA. But what I thought is they are expecting us to actually cross question them in terms of those questions that were asked so that they can see how can we handle edge cases. Like this is something I would tell you. Keep cross questioning your interviewer if you think it is necessary. It is really important because it shows your thought process. Then the next thing that happened is I was like just taking 30-35 seconds to write the algorithm for every DSA question that was asked to me in that second round. 5 to 6 questions were asked, and I was just giving the answer within a minute for each and every question. Of course, I took different time for the cross questioning as well, but excluding that, just writing algorithm or code, it was the time I took. Then they asked me to write a query as well, a DBMS query. I had no idea about. Means that specific query. It was a very difficult query. I would say one of the most difficult queries I have encountered till now. But I thought I don't know the exact optimal answer in this case. But what if I can show my thought process about DBMS through a query which can actually work, which may not be as optimal as possible or as optimal as expected, but it would work. So they told me the scenario, they told me to write the query. I did a very simple thing. I told ma'am that, ma'am, I cannot, I know that this is not the exact query that you are expecting. I know that. But I can assure you this will work, and I would like to show you my thought process through this query. And actually, it did work. She was satisfied with it. The next thing that was asked to me was about directly the projects. I thought they will focus upon my software projects. But here comes the twist. Actually, they knew that I'm good at software. Like, I had hackathons in my resume. They tested me with DSA and fundamentals. But they asked me, have you worked on hardware as well? And I was like, yeah, I did. And fortunately, I did because I took my EDI in second year's second semester, which was completely hardware based EDI. And we actually made it from scratch. So I knew everything about it. Everything from coding to even hardware fundamentals, they were clear to me. So I just took 30 seconds to explain the entire project, that specific project, and it was more than enough. What was next? Nothing. That was the last thing they asked, and they were like, do you have any question for us? I just asked them, just let me know about the work culture of City and how would my day look like as an intern at Citibank if I get selected, fortunately. So they told me about those things, and actually, everything did make sense. The work culture was awesome as well. I share my experience of internship as well, but yeah, it was awesome. Now, if you want to crack internship at Citibank, what should you do? I had my second round. I was pretty damn confident that I'm not going to be rejected in the second round itself. Right? But my third round didn't happen. And that did give me a lot of stress. Like, where did I go wrong? Why is my third round not happening? Because the rest of the people were giving their third round. And my friends who were selected in other companies, they were telling that this never happens. If you are selected, you are promoted to next round, not directly getting selected. You don't get directly selected for the company by skipping the rounds. It was like, that's true actually, but it is what it is. So I waited, and the results were announced after the third round was done for other candidates, and the first name was mine. And yeah, I felt that I did it. Now the thing is, coming back to the point, what do you want to do, or how can you crack internship at Citibank? Of course, there are a lot of factors, but I can tell you, if you have very clear fundamentals regarding programming language, data structures and algorithms, and development, exclude development, even if you are good at data structures and algorithms and DBMS and basic programming fundamentals, along with good communication skills, I think you are the perfect candidate to be selected. Like, that's my advice according to my experience. So I hope this interview experience, this internship cracking experience helps you to crack yours as well. Keep growing. Thank you.